Now, I was going to make a quick note because I'm now walking through some woods. Well, in fact, most of the way is actually through the woods, and which is quite nice. Can be a little bit chilly when the wind kind of gets through the trees, but when you're out in the sunshine, it's actually really warm. It's about 19 degrees out there, maybe 20 odd or so, but it's nice and cool in the woods. And these woods, tell you like how closely packed these pines are. That's the route I just came down. And it reminds me of this scene in Braveheart, where Mel Gibson's character is asked how they're going to defeat the English horsemen, and he says, "We'll make long spears." And you can see that basically the Swiss did exactly the same in the Middle Ages, prior to the 14th century. Sorry, I'm going to come with a little historical note here. I can't help it. Love the history. The weapon of choice from the Swiss military was, from the Swiss army, was the pike, and you can see now why, because they're just plentiful, long, straight trees they can take these really long pikes from, and so they collected into these like huge pike blocks, like I don't know, like 100 men across and like 200 men deep, and they would just literally punch through any army. And I mean, they would have other units, guys with like big bloody swords, like the Scots. Actually, I wonder if they had a Scottish advisor. I don't know. Anyway, they also had a few cavalry, not much, but basically 80% of their army was basically pikemen. Huge block of highly dense spearmen. Until, of course, the invention of the cannon came along, and that's kind of like early 15th century. And you just can imagine, just basically any army facing the Swiss are like, wait until they get a load of our cannon. And it literally is like a bowling alley. You set up one of these things, and these are big balls as well. A couple of, maybe a foot or so, over a foot across. And you just imagine just like the damage, the massacre they would create. This thing would just go brrr, straight through, kind of like 200 deep pikemen. Anyway, on that pleasant note, I say this is just a little addition. So that Trek 15 Part 2.